half a second. Quite incredible.
What does Häkkinen do?
Yes, yes, Mika Häkkinen goes into pole position for the 4th time this year.
And it's quite exciting, I tell you. But it's certainly it's going to be a tough race.
Monte Carlo on Grand Prix Sunday. The Principalities at its shimmering best. Stand by for a unique sporting spectacular. Hello there, good afternoon from ITV's superb headquarters. We really have got a magnificent spot here. We're perched above the harbour and the paddock. Above us, the castle, and that hill crammed full of fans, mostly supporting Ferrari. The weather's been pretty indifferent leading up to this weekend, but we have another perfect Riviera afternoon. It really is picture postcard time. Now, if anybody approached the modern controllers of Formula One with a model of Monte Carlo and said, how about a race, they'd be pushed out of the door very sharply. But this place has its own enduring magic. Something special always happens in Monaco, and last year was no exception.
Absolutely awe-inspiring. Oh, and that's a Williams.
That's Frentzen in the wall.
That's a McLaren. Which one is it? Is it Häkkinen or is it Coulthard? It's Coulthard. The Monaco Grand Prix is already taking the toll of the fancied men.
Let him through, Alexander. Don't get silly.
Oh.
Don't be silly.
What fantastic! What guts, what determination, but Schumacher goes again. Oh, Michael Schumacher retires from the Monaco Grand Prix.
He's getting back in again. Whatever it is, we'll fix it. I think he's lost it big time. No point turning that, my friend. There's nothing connected to it.
Jordan Lacey stops and Pedro Diniz is in the points. And out of the Rascas comes Mika Häkkinen, and there go the waves, and Mika Häkkinen wins at Monaco.
The first Monaco win for Mika Häkkinen, but he trails Michael Schumacher going into the 4th race of 99 here. Schumacher with massive support today, leading from Ireland's Eddie Irvine, then Häkkinen and the impressive Frentzen for Jordan. And Ferrari, with 2 wins out of 3, head the Constructors' Championship. Jordan have scored points in 10 of the last 11 races. Tony Jardine, it looks a bit like Ferrari against McLaren here today, and a bit of ill feeling between them.
I'm afraid so. There was a stationary yellow flag out by Tabac where Damon Hill's car was with a broken drive shaft yesterday. Hakkinen went flying past it, and they said perhaps he'd ignored the yellow flag, but he did acknowledge it, so there was a bit of argy-bargy over that.
Damon Hill with plenty to do. What's going on with him starting from 17th?
Well, he was going very, very well on Thursday, and then his confidence was shattered along with his car as he went backwards into the wall, and of course he couldn't get it together with an unbalanced car in qualifying. But now this morning he said the car feels fine, so does he, and he was 5th quickest in warm-up.
Okay, thank you, Tony. And the Ferraris 1 and 2 in warm-up this morning. Well, starting high up the grid is very important wherever we go, but here in Monte Carlo it is absolutely crucial, because overtaking is, well, really a lost art round these streets. Michael Schumacher was quickest in both sessions leading to the qualifying hour. Louise Goodman reporting.
The calm before the storm and a quiet start to qualifying, unless your name's Mark Jenney.
Now here's Janae, look, oh, the rear wing's fallen off Murray, and now he's going to have a huge spin all the way down the hill.
He wasn't the only driver in the wall. Schumacher crashed heavily in the morning. This was his first outing in the spare car, but he was straight on the pace.
This will be provisional pole from Michael Schumacher. Good, clean lap, 1 on the board.
And there was more to come. David Coulthard was another casualty in free practice. He only completed 9 laps after shunting his McLaren, and it took him a while to get the repaired car dialed back in. No such problems for Schumacher. His times tumbled.
Yes, by half a second. 1:20.6. Quite incredible.
Can Hakkinen make the difference over the line? No, he can't.
Half a second slower.
And what of the second Ferrari?
This is his last shot, Murray. This is Irvine's last really hot lap, so it's got to happen now if it's going to happen at
And
all.
he's second. Eddie Irvine goes second. Terrific last lap. He's back in second position. We're back again with 2 Ferraris on the front row of the grid.
It was a neat lap with no real screw-ups, which I thought would have been, I was hoping would have been good enough for the front row, but there we go.
Eddie was demoted by David Coulthard, who finally got it together when it mattered most.
I'm very relieved to do that last lap and jump up. So, although normally I wouldn't be particularly happy with third place given the circumstances of the morning, it represents a reasonable grid position.
Schumy's next run.
The Prost will pull to the left and let Schumacher through. No, it won't. Oh, come on, he must have seen him coming.
I should have done it in the third run after I was stopped by Panis. Nevertheless, exciting, I'd say. I was surprised that they were able to catch it up at the end.
Did he have enough in his pocket to take the pole position? I think he could just creep on the front row of the grid with this. What does Hakkinen do?
Yes, yes, Mika Hakkinen goes into pole position.
And it's quite exciting, I tell you. Should be interesting. I don't know yet what's going to happen, obviously. Otherwise, I would be doing something else than Formula One. But it's certainly is going to be a tough race.
It is a little bit of a disappointment after being all the day on front and then suddenly lose it just in the last minute. I knew I could have done it, and I didn't do it for 2 reasons. One was Panis and the second one was yellow flag. So now we'll see.
And this is how the grid looks. Hakkinen's 4th pole of the season, but no McLaren front row this time. It's Schumacher alongside, and McLaren and Ferrari on row 2 as well. Good performance from Barrichello. He's up in 5th. Trulli and Jacques Villeneuve go well too. And all Benetton 5th row. Zanardi out-qualifies Ralf Schumacher for the first time. Unlucky 13th for Johnny Herbert, and then it's the 2 Saubers. A disappointing day for Hill. 17th on the grid, his worst ever position at Jordan. And once again, Arrows and Minardi are battling it out at the back.
Mika Hakkinen with that season ticket for pole this year. If all goes according to plan for the Finnish world champion, he'll be trying to carve his way through those back markers within the first hour. But that whole overtaking issue remains a very contentious topic in the world of Formula One. More from James Allen.
Critics say it's a dying art in Formula One, but if it were easy, we'd all be doing it. Overtaking is what sorts out the real racers from the mere drivers. Somehow the champions always get through. So what are the trade secrets of the stars?
There's no particular secret. There's a chance in every turn. It depends a lot what the opponent again in front of you is doing. And if he breaks a little earlier because he feels safe, then it could be the time where you can kill him.
Take it easy, calm, not to rush too much and hope that the others move over.
There is no secret. Everything is about overtaking is the practice. More you practice, better you are. More you have to practice overtaking. That's what I tried to do as much as possible last year.
It's very difficult, and you're able just to overtake if you're quicker and you feel really comfortable in the car. And then you have to wait for a small mistake of others, or you take just a big risk.
I think it's mostly aerodynamics. When you're following another car, your car has less grip just at the moment when you need it to have more grip. I think one of the secrets of overtaking Formula One is if you're faster and you're homing in on a car, as soon as you arrive, you've got to make an attempt to pass him very early on.
You have to be decisive. You can't be there thinking, I'm going to overtake him, maybe not, maybe, and then you're in the middle of it and it's too late.
You get not much of a slipstream, and mechanically, there's not a lot of grip. So if you go and chuck it down the inside, you are on dirty track with, less grip available.
Most drivers develop mental profiles of their competitors. Who's crazy, who's soft, who's ruthless, so that when they come up in a battle for position with them in a race, they'll have half a clue at what might happen.
I know, I would say 90% of the drivers of what they would do if I try to overtake them. It's important to know that. And it doesn't mean you always have to be brave to overtake somebody. I think sometimes you have to be very clever how you overtake somebody.
You obviously view Michael in a different way to Jack or Mika. You just know that if you leave a gap with someone like Michael, then even if it means bending the rules and driving off the circuit, he'll go for that gap.
Passing back markers is a different matter, and often we see drivers being cautious in lapping cars, which they wouldn't hesitate to attack if they were fighting for track position.
Obviously, back markers you have to approach sometimes quite aggressively. That way they definitely know you will overtake. There's no point to be too gentle.
You get those who say, it's just guy can't overtake. He's got a reputation for not being able to overtake, I read somewhere. And I think, what formulas is the chap who wrote that been following?
Overtaking is one side of the story, but defending a position is the other. So what's the secret to staying in front?
A brake later than him and turn earlier than him into the corner. And if you don't have the engine to pull away, just try to block a little bit down the straight line.
Yeah, a good brake test halfway down the straight will always scare them, keep them away from you.
The atmosphere building here in Monte Carlo. The start of the Grand Prix still just under half an hour away. The noise behind me, though, one or two of the cars going out and giving themselves a little blow. Damon Hill, who needs as much track time as he can get at the moment. It really has been an awkward time for him, although he was slightly more impressive in warm-up this morning. Let's have a word with Tony Jardine about that overtaking. I mean, one of the big criticisms of this sport is that people do not overtake.
But that is with the current regulations of the cars, Jim, because they rely on aerodynamics more than they do on mechanical grip. So therefore the car's very, very sensitive to the air. That's why you can't get close to the car in front of you with groove tyres and narrow suspension. Overtaking is at a premium here. They have had a drivers' meeting about it. When you're going to be lapped, they're saying, get out of the way, look at the blue flags, especially after San Marino with Coulthard's incident there.
It's fair to say, though, Tony, that after the race, you're not expecting too many overtaking manoeuvres to comment on.
Well, you either go over the top or you go down the wall at the side or one of the exit doors. It's very, very difficult indeed, and it could be a race of attrition. So hopefully Damon from 17th could pick up points. You just never know.
Right. OK, Tony, thank you very much. Well, it takes a very special driver and very special skills to win in Monte Carlo. I have to tell you, the last British driver to win here was Jackie Stewart back in 1973. Thousands of Italians have crossed the border, lots of them cheering Schumacher, of course, but quite a few supporting Giancarlo Fisichella. He was second here last year in the Benetton. This is how he went round. Martin Brundle's your guy.
Monaco, 2.1 miles, the greatest test behind the wheel of a racing car. Into Sandivot, 170 miles an hour, and down quickly to 55. Second gear, just a little touch on the barrier. You're heading up through Beau Rivage. Mezzanine ahead of you over the blind crest, 160. Follow the barrier on the left-hand side, but it juts out. Be careful. You're now into Casino Square. Brake down to 70. Second gear, over the hill, back end goes light. up to 130 miles an hour, now down to 40 into Mirabeau. Take the pavement on the inside, the front slides, hurtle down to the newly named Grand Hotel hairpin. Just 25 miles an hour, the slowest corner in Formula One, very pedestrian. Talking of pedestrians, we're across the curb now, heading towards Portier. Just 50 miles an hour in second gear. You're looking at the tunnel, your eyes take a little time to adjust, but do not adjust the throttle pedal. You need to stay flat out, 160 miles an hour through the curve, 180 before hitting the brakes now. Mind the barrier on the left. Second gear, 50 miles an hour. The curbs are smooth. Get the car as straight as possible, as soon as possible. Heading down to Tabac, 140 miles an hour. Fourth gear now. Try to clip the barrier on the inside. You'll slide nicely wide. Look for the curbs, the new entry to the swimming pool. Very smooth. Now you're looking at a cul-de-sac, 70 miles an hour, second gear. Be wary of that barrier on the left. No problems for Fisichella. Heading towards Rascas, braking through a left-hander, 120, down to 100. Now just 40 miles an hour, full lock almost. Takes an eternity to get the power on, up to 70, and then down to 45 through the apex of Anthony Nogues, the last corner. There's good grip here, simply catapult down the pit straight. I'm breathless just talking about it. What's the driver's favourite?
I like the very first corner a lot. And I like it because you attack the corner very aggressively. You brake really hard. You change the gear very quickly. You have to take the widest line you can to go in the corner. You have to go close as possible to the inside barrier. And you have to come out of the corner. That way you are nearly touching a wall. And then if you get that right, you're very quick.
What's your favourite section of this Monaco circuit? And why?
Casino and swimming pool, I'd say. Simply the fastest, first of all, and you make the most time generally, and spectacular.
I think the Casino Square is the most, is the fastest corner and the most dangerous corner and the most exciting as well.
I think the swimming pool section is amazing. When you come down from the chicane, I think that it's Tabac, the fast left-hander, and then straight into the swimming pool, left, right, and then hard on the brakes down into the last part of the swimming pool. And there, you come round the right, and you know, photographers are usually right in front of you on the left, and you get a flash of lights, and then you sort of almost hit the barrier on the left-hand side before whizzing down into Rascas. So it's pretty exciting.
In order to get a good lap time around the streets of Monaco, it's important to get good grip, so the cars run with as much wing as possible, generating maximum downforce to push them onto the track. But around the slow-speed corners, and Monaco's got lots of those, the aerodynamics alone are just not enough to do the job. You need good mechanical grip too. The key to finding mechanical grip is in the suspension. These springs are very soft. That gives them maximum travel, enabling the suspension to absorb any bumps and changes of camber. So the wheels stay on the ground longer, and that means the tyres get more grip and the car carries more speed through the corner.
Expensive place to park this weekend. An expert told me there's £1 billion worth of craft in the harbour around Monte Carlo. None of them belonging to any of us, I hasten to add. Well, now our regular feature, Murray Meets. Murray Walker talking to the personalities in the world of Formula One, and there's plenty to catch your eye in this place.
These days there are very few women in the garages during an actual Grand Prix, but one that you always see and that I always see is Mrs. Erja Häkkinen. Now, Erja, I always say that you are willing Mika to do well as you look into the monitor. Is that the case?
That is the case. I really want him to win. That is true.
Where did you meet each other?
That is funny enough. We're both from Finland and we met each other in Monaco. And that is quite special because there's only 5 million people in Finland and two Finns met in Monaco.
And were you interested in motor racing before you met Mika?
Not really. I can't say that I was interested. Okay, everybody in Finland follows the motor racing. I think that's in our blood. But I didn't follow really the Formula One races. I knew who Mika Häkkinen was, but I didn't meet him in any circumstances of racing.
Now you are a very famous television presenter in Finland. Mika is the world champion. You must be the most famous couple in Finland.
Well, could be, like you say, yes.
I mean, can you walk...
I can't judge.
can you walk through the streets of Helsinki or not?
Not really, no. No. Mika is such a big star in Finland. There's so many supporters, like 1.5 million supporters for Mika in
Really?
Finland.
Really?
Yeah, so it's out of question.
I've seen you everywhere, and Formula One is such a big thing. What sort of a charge and interest do you get out of it while you're watching it?
Obviously, I love it because it takes maybe 90–95% of my husband's life. So I sort of learned, and I wanted to learn much about it. And more I know, more I've learned, more I love it, because it's really interesting job, and it's challenging, it's exciting, it's really nice. And for me, to come to the races, it's more to be with Mika and be close to him, and also enjoy the excitement. I really love it.
Is Monaco special for you? Because you live just up the road, don't you?
Absolutely, Monaco is special. I think it's for everybody. You've been in Formula One so long, you must say the same. Monaco is so special because it's street track, and it's so narrow and so compact, and could be also the most dangerous track in the whole Grand Prix. So.
Well, you're a very special person. He's a very special person. We're in a very special place. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
The old man Mika Häkkinen has to hold off this street fighter, Michael Schumacher, this afternoon. When you rejoin us, Martin Brundle will be stargazing on his grid walk. A spectacular afternoon in Monte Carlo, straight down to the grid, and the man the stars want to talk to, Martin Brundle.
Thanks, Jim. Hello, everybody. Nice to be with you again. Well, if you think I look a bit green today, because I'm really envious of all these drivers, not because they're young and apparently good-looking and rich, but because they're driving in this race. Fantastic opportunity, and my heart is crying a little bit. But I'm going to be happy to talk about the race. Apparently, I was away for Imola, and apparently Bernie Ecclestone tried to hijack my grid walk, I'm told. I haven't seen it. So I thought I'd better bring in today a bit of a minder, a bit of a bodyguard. Frank, how are you? Good to see you. Frank Bruno, of course. What are you doing down here?
My friend invited me from the Arrows, Mr. Prince invited me down to see, and I got asked to come down there, and I'm glad I did come down there to see the racing.
Are you a fan? Are you a Formula One fan?
I'm a fan now. I wasn't before, because I used to watch it on television, and it looked a little bit, but being here is very exciting. Everything's standing on there, you know, even the Black and Decker.
Oh, excellent. If you see a little man with glasses, short guy with you know, really deep pockets, it's Bernie Ecclestone. No, it's not Harry, it's Bernie. It's Bernie, right? Yeah. You've got to protect me because he's trying to nick my job, I have to say. So will you come with me, have a little walk down the grid, because there's all sorts of sort of mega stars. No, I haven't seen him yet. No, that's not Bernie. One day I'm going to trip over one of these. I know a lot of you are looking for... Here's Bernie Ecclestone, look. Bernie, how are you doing? I'm not fighting him. Right, well, he's my minder today because thank you very much. Thank you, Ron. He's my minder today, Bernie, because I hear you tried to steal my job in Imola. Why is that?
Well, I thought somebody should do it the way you do things.
All right, so will you leave my headset on, because I need to listen to these people.
You don't know what they're talking about anyway.
You missed the first, you had 3 races on the trot that you missed. Did you lose your passport, or is there something big going on?
The pass. I lost the pass.
Oh, you lost the pass, right. So what's going on? I mean, what is all this about Brands Hatch? I hear you sort of done a little bit of a deal with Brands Hatch for the Grand Prix. Do you think it'll ever go there?
There or Silverstone for sure.
There, well, I love it, because you're always so absolutely, you never sit on the fence, do you? You've got to be solid, we all know where we stand now exactly on that. Who's going to win the race today?
Michael.
All right, good. Well, stay out of my way, because my man is on the case, okay? See you later. I don't know, you can't possibly get all of us 3 in the same frame, that's for sure. Have a wander down. What do you think about this grid, Frank? Does it?
I'm privileged to be here today, you know what I mean? Because my friends were going to put me in a boat, but to be here is so exciting, it's buzzing, it's more exciting than boxing, you know?
Yeah, but tell me something, because this is a team sport, effectively, but at the end of the day, right now, it's sort of every man for himself, a bit like when you're stepping in the ring. Did you have any tactics, or did you just try and punch their lights out at the earliest possible opportunity?
So you have tactics, but this is more serious tactics, because if you blink, you know what I mean, like you can crash them, whatever, but this is different tactics, and it involves so many different people, you know? know, I mean, in boxing, there's about 4 of you: your manager, your trainer, probably the wife, and the taxman.
All right, let's wander down. I thought I saw the Val Kilmer's here today, the guy who was Batman. Where is he? He's back this way, apparently. Let's have a quick word with Val Kilmer. Oh, and no, Naomi Campbell. Excuse me, dare I touch her on the back? Okay, what do I do? How do I do this, Keith? Do I just sort of, I don't want to be accused of... Naomi, good you have it. It's good to see you here in the Grand Prix. Naomi Campbell, what are you doing here?
I came to watch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, who are you supporting here today? The Benetton, I suspect, yeah?
No, actually. Schumi's my favourite driver, and I like McLaren.
Schumi and McLaren. Oh, you've got a pretty good chance of having a successful day then, I would think. Oh, well. Good. So where are you going to watch the race from?
From the TV. It's easier to watch the start from TV, I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think, who else can we find? Frank, have you seen anybody? Have you seen anybody famous? Because I can't get anywhere near Schumi. Okay, who we got? You want to... Oh, this is Val Kilmer over here. He was Batman. Val, can I... Martin...
Okay, well, we'll just have to surmise, I'm afraid, what Val had to say to Martin Brundle down there. He didn't do badly, though, did he? With a bit of Naomi Campbell and a bit of Frank Bruno and Bernie Eccleston giving away the big secrets that the British Grand Prix will be either at Silverstone or Brands Hatch. And I'm led to believe that a bit of sabotage from the McLaren team boss Ron Dennis down there on our man Martin Brundle. So undoubtedly it's a long season, Ron and McLaren, and we do have ways of redressing the balance. David Coulthard needs a victory here very badly. They've put a lot of work in on that McLaren, I know. Coulthard, another Monaco resident, like so many of them. It takes a good driver to win here. So few have won over the years. 5 in the last 15 years have won here in Monte Carlo, and only the very best, really. Just have a look at this list: Prost, Senna, Schumacher, Olivier Panis. A blip really gave the French a little chance there to say, give us a P for Olivier Panis, but apart from that, only the very best win here at Monaco. And now it's time for the stars really to fade into the background, the gladiators due to take over. There is our saboteur, Ron Dennis. It won't colour our view of the race at all. The start of Monaco '99 is just moments away, and that legendary charge to the first corner.